Well, we're back.
Yes.
From a little sabbatical, if you will. With episode 54 of these. You just told me, I forgot already. Of the ZeroHP Podcast. As usual, I am Mason Faw, joined here by Ian.
Yo!
Hello. Ian, how are you? I haven't seen you.
I know, it's so funny. We were actually just talking about this a moment ago when you came in. I was like, what? Like, it's like really good to see you.
Yeah.
And I'm a super habitual person.
Yeah.
And like when things aren't, it's like I was able to, because like we couldn't figure out last week, right?
Last week was weird.
You were out of town.
My fault. Yeah.
No, not your fault. I mean, I think I had something going on too. So
Gotcha.
I was going to cancel on Friday anyways, remember?
Gotcha.
Because I was like, oh, we'll do it next week.
Oh, yeah. Because you texted me and you were like, oh, yeah, I was going to. Yeah, okay.
So it was both of us. And then and that was fine. The day went on. It was a normal Friday. We did other stuff. But then, now that you're here, it's a Sunday, actually. And things are all weird. And I'm like, man, I'm really glad that we're like doing a podcast.
Yeah, 100%. Now, it is going to throw me off because when I leave here, I'm going to want to like, okay, now I hit Starbucks and I go home and I start streaming for 8 hours and I can't do any of that tonight because it is Sunday.
It's Sunday. Yeah, it's always Sunday.
Yeah, our habitual nature has been corrupted a little bit. But I think we'll get back on track.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Back on track. So sorry for the missed week, everyone. But that's not a normal thing. Though I did a terrible job of communicating. I didn't even say anything. I forgot.
It's like, whatever.
There was just dead silence. Just all quiet on the Western Front over here.
We're alive. If you were worried, we made it. We're here.
Yeah. Yep.
I took a little teeny vacation. That was cool. You do anything fun during your little time off?
This last week or so, yeah. I mean, not too much differently going on. Working on music and stuff. But yeah, not too much. I as far as the gaming goes, we'll get into that here in a minute. But this episode will be kind of a perfect blend of just the kind of the random gaming stuff that we always talk about, and then a couple of like sort of newsy, topical things.
Yeah, 100%.
A good back on track podcast.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of news. Kind of like a lot of housekeeping. Type stuff to talk about.
Yes, a little bit of outdated, but the cool thing about podcasts is we're not trying to provide you with updated news.
Yeah.
We're just giving you guys our take on it.
Topic. A hot takes, if you will.
Hot take.
Hot take.
I mean, it might be a hot take. I feel like our Nintendo stuff was a hot take back then.
Oh, man, that was... If we were bigger, that would have been super controversial.
We would have been torn to bits.
But we would have been torn to pieces online, attacked by Nintendo fanboys all over the world.
So maybe it's good that we weren't at that time.
What I'm worried about is years down the road from now when we are, and someone goes back and they're like, you got to hear episode 42 of the ZeroHP
when the
Podcast.
Switch has sold from like 100 million units.
From E3 2015, when they just tore it apart, or 16 or 17, whatever it was. But
I think it was 17.
Like, hey, we were younger then. We didn't know.
Like, yeah, we were dead wrong.
We were both upset. It was a weird day.
Something.
It was hot outside.
Oh my God, it's already getting there.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
It's horrific.
Can't wait to see my electric bill.
Took my pups for a walk today at 9 in the morning.
Like 85, 89.
At the end of it, I was like all sweaty. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's a good time.
Oh, Jesus.
Good time. We'll be dead in no time.
So you were out of town for a little while.
Yeah.
Any gaming done in the last week?
Yeah, a lot of gaming in the last week. We were out of town, so like a week ago. I'm trying to remember what day today is. Today is Sunday.
Yeah,
whatever.
Sunday the 15th of April is the recording date.
So we left on the 4th, so it was a while ago. We went to Encinitas, California, just hung out, which is right between San Diego and Carlsbad. Just a little place, a little quiet little town. Hung out on the beach. Not really for any reason, just to get, you got to leave.
That's the reason there.
You got to leave every now and then. So we did that. We hung out.
That's fun.
But yeah, I'll kind of transition into what I've been playing recently. As always, PUBG is my heart and home.
Of course.
But I have been dabbling in other areas.
Okay.
This game came out 4 or 5 days ago. Called Radical Heights.
I saw the little pop-up. Freemason 1 is playing Radical Heights.
It's weird, man. Like it's just a strange situation. It is a lot of fun. It's kind of like, it's obviously a battle royale game. Okay. Because that's what everyone's making right now. Mm-hmm. It's around this time when we expected all of the other clones to start coming out, which is what's going to happen. Fortnite was a quick thing because they had the engine to build that on. And they were like, we can get this out in a week. And now that's the biggest game ever. Yep. But no one saw that coming.
God, it's crazy.
It's insane, and we can talk about that more. But this is a game that I read was developed in 5 months, which is very impressive for the way it plays. I don't know how much you saw or have seen.
Nothing, yeah.
It's like an 80s game show is the whole theme. Like, you pop in and the guy's like, welcome to Radical Heights. And they have like the Top Gun theme song playing in the background, which I don't know how they can do
license for that.
Yeah, and when you win a game, it's like, you're the best around. like they're playing like the actual music, and I'm like, I don't know how you can do that, but I love it. Maybe because it's like a free game or something, I don't know. But it is free to play. It's a battle royale game. You know, as usual, fly into a giant map and massacre other people. It's like a combination, if you've ever played them, of Fortnite and H1Z1, but a little bit faster paced, kind of like H1Z1, where you just need to get somewhere quickly, and you can drive a vehicle and just dive out of it and take no damage and run around and all this stuff. But you can like action roll, which I love, jump in the air and just dive in a direction. And there's no fall damage, so you can jump off a skyscraper and just like ambush dudes from above, which is really cool. And we've been playing a lot of that. I was
going to say, so Kevin's been playing it as well?
Yeah, he was pretty skeptical about it at first, and I honestly thought he would hate it because he hated H1Z1, and he likes to say he hates Fortnite.
Right.
I think he understands Fortnite is a great game, but that's why he hates it, you know. The usual Kevinisms. The Kevinism.
Just trying to figure all that shit out.
Yeah, 100%. But we're a couple years.
How much of it is spiteful? How much of it is true? And how much of it is somewhere in the middle?
It's hard to break down, and it bothers me so much because like we'll finish playing it, and he's like, "Man, I love this game," and I'm like, "Why do you hate Fortnite? Fortnite's so good. It's just like this game." But whatever, we're not going to go into it. It's not going to be the Kevin cast. But
yeah, he's not on this podcast.
No, yeah, it's like a combo of Fortnite and H1Z1. It's a lot of fun. I'll just tear it apart if I try to describe it in too much detail, but I definitely recommend trying it. It is free to play. So yeah, I mean, we have that though, like to my point, what I was saying earlier about Battle Royale games coming out soon. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, look up Valhalla. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's kind of like a medieval Battle Royale take, which I was talking about when PUBG came out. I was like, I can't wait, because I knew someone was making one.
Yeah.
It was just because there's guys like us out there who would want that. Mm-hmm. We just don't have the skill to develop a game, but there's people out there who do. And
there's also For Honor, which is kind of, and obviously it's not Battle Royale, but like, I feel like that was probably the highest tiered.
You know what though? That would make an incredible Battle Royale game, dude. The way that combat is.
If they put in a huge map, and
wow, that would be amazing.
It'd be pretty cool. Anyways, so what?
That would be really cool. And now
I can't believe they're not doing it. I mean, maybe they are. Who knows?
Maybe they are.
It's only like $15 on Steam.
I read a rumor on it might have been GameSpot that Counter-Strike opened up some kind of like source code for larger maps and larger player counts and stuff. Now, for a game like Counter-Strike, that's where Battle Royale should be. You know what I mean? The game runs perfectly. It has for years. It hasn't had an update for years. You know what I mean? Because they don't need to.
It's just got CS:GO.
It's actually on a competitive level.
Yep.
It actually can have tournaments that are legit, which we'll talk about. For other games. But yeah, so that on that. I've been playing Radical Heights, PUBG. I did start BioShock.
What? And you didn't tell me?
I played it for 35 minutes, and it was 5 a.m. on Saturday morning. Or yesterday morning.
Damn it.
You would not have been awake.
I want to
You would
be
not
there
have
for
been
that.
interested. It was 30 minutes. So Friday night after streaming.
God, especially the intro to that game is
I'll tell you how far I got before you give anything away. Okay. I didn't get very far.
But like the first 25 minutes.
So good.
One of the greatest intros to any game.
Really,
ever.
really, really good. I'm loving what little I know about the story from what I've seen in the game and from what you've told me about it as well. I'm kind of piecing it together. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And,
we went over like all the
so crazy, so dark, much darker than I anticipated right out of the gate.
It lightens up a bit as you go through. Like it's almost a horror game at first, but that doesn't last very long.
Yeah, and alone in my apartment at 5 a.m. in a dark room, it was a little bit shaky there for a minute. I was like, all right.
Is this the remastered that you're playing?
This is the remastered edition. Yeah. It's really, really great. I mean, I only have, at this point in the game, a revolver and the ability to like shock people.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. I love it. So, the wrench. I love it so far. I'm excited to keep playing it. So
oh my God. You gotta let me know when you're going to play that.
I will. Like I said, it was 5 a.m. Yesterday morning. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for me. Recently.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're playing that. I can't wait for you to get through it and see what you think of it.
What about you, man? What have you been playing?
I have, back from last week.
Sea of Thieves.
So the week before. Yeah, there's the outro. Nope. The week before you left for California, I finished Dishonored 2.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Completely finished it to the end. Credits rolled.
Any regrets?
No. Regrets, definitely not. It's a wonderful game. The gameplay is fantastic. The level design is brilliant. The AI is really pretty good. The ending was okay.
Yeah?
The ending was kind of disappointing.
Were they alluding to another game, or were they?
No, really. It wasn't like a cliffhanger by any sense of the word. It was very brief. Here's a little cutscene. Here's this. It's over. Okay, credits. And there was nothing after the credits. I was like,
what?
And there is a DLC that came out for it.
Yeah.
Which I'll probably get at some point. I want to take a little break from it and do other stuff. But yeah, it's like the only kind of real negative I have with that game was the end. And it ran a little long. Like by the end, I was like, okay, like I'm ready for this game to be.
Oh really?
To be over. Not like sick of it or hating it, but just like. I would start to get a little more frustrated, a little easier when I'm trying to be stealthy and stuff. And I'm just
how long is it? Like 15, 20 hours, I'm guessing?
20
something
hours,
like that?
yeah.
Okay.
Probably like 18 or something like that. Because, it tells you 21 something. Well, it's like there's idle time where I pause it and go to the bathroom or grab food or whatever. So there's probably a couple hours of that.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's probably like 15 to 20 hours, depending on how much time you take. But... overall, I would absolutely recommend it if someone likes a stealth game. Like you're not going to find much better than that.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you ever see it on sale or whatnot, highly recommend it. And then I've been swallowed whole. I've been eaten, been consumed.
Sea of Thieves.
All I do is play Elder Scrolls.
Really?
Oh, that's all I do.
Yeah.
I
love it, man.
2 weeks ago, I had 34 hours
into PC, right?
PC version.
So that's not including what you've already put into.
Oh yeah, console. No, we're not even talking about the console. Steam said I had 34 hours. In ESO.
2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I've got 75 hours.
No
now.
way.
That's all I do,
dude. Yes.
All I do because I played. I joined the guild that's at the end of they promote at the end of the podcast that I was talking about, the Lore.
Oh yeah.
Lore Seekers podcast. So I've joined that guild. So like, there's always people on. So if I need to run a dungeon or do something else, there's always people.
And you play with people in the guild?
It's a Discord. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a Discord server. So you get on there and chat.
A good community and everything.
Yeah, that's their big thing. It's like they're super. They call it they're super drama controlled. So like if there's ever anyone causing issues, they just kick them out.
Yeah, no, good.
It's just,
you have to.
There's and it's designed for like adults, working professionals, and parents who don't have a lot of time to play games. So there's not an expectation where you have to log in every day, get kicked out, and different things like that. You don't have to like pre-commit to something and then be there. Yeah. It's like just show up.
Just don't be dramatic.
Just play and hop in the chat, talk to people.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so I've been playing dungeons, meeting new people. So the MMO experience. Really.
The guild is based on the podcast. Like it's their community.
No, it's a community outside. The two podcasters have already belonged to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And they happen to have an ESO chapter.
Gotcha.
That they're promoting with their show.
Okay, cool.
So it's really cool. So I joined that and. There's a couple people who are always in there that I'm starting to get to know, and I meet someone new like almost every day that I play.
Gotcha.
And that is all I've played.
Really?
Yeah,
dude.
Yep.
I love it.
Like I'm not at play. Well, I kind of it's cool, but at the same time, it's also like I don't play PUBG anymore.
Yeah, but you're having fun.
I'm not hanging out in your streams anymore.
Yeah, but you're having fun.
I've just been destroyed by an MMO.
You're that guy.
Anyone who's ever played an MMO understands that. Like I know, like anyone who's ever been there. Oh yeah. Like it's not like a negative thing, but it's just like. Yeah, I mean, all I do is play.
I haven't recently in life been super into an MMO, but forever ago, when I was in like middle school, I used to hop on my computer at home and play like RuneScape for 11 hours a day. Yeah. So we've all been there.
Yeah, or even just like a huge RPG. Yeah. It's been a long time for me since I've been like probably the last big. I mean, there was like Horizon, but that's kind of like that middle Horizon and Assassin's Creed, or that middle zone.
Yeah,
like I played Horizon for like 48 hours, and I played Assassin's Creed for like 60 something.
Yeah.
Whereas like probably the last one I spent triple-digit time in would be Elder Scrolls Online, and then like Witcher, and that's probably it. I mean, it's triple digits is a tough thing to get me to do nowadays.
So 100%, dude. And so you could probably say with confidence that Elder Scrolls is the most time you've put into a franchise.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
It's not even hard.
Okay, that's fair.
Not even hard. Between Oblivion, because you and I were talking about that.
Oblivion,
like,
Skyrim.
I've got over like 450 in Oblivion.
Oh my god.
And I've got over 300 in Skyrim. And then Morrowind, I probably have a couple hundred, even though I never did anything.
I never did anything.
Actually, that's a fantastic segue.
Boom.
To a brief segue. Morrowind. So this is one you're not going to care about. This one.
I'll care.
I don't know.
I care.
You're kind of like,
I have a general caring for all things on the planet.
Every time I talk to you about old games, like, who'd want to play an old game?
No, that's not every time. Or we would say that every podcast. and I have a general care for all things nerdum.
Careful.
But, this might not be my...
I just, honestly, like, I'm with you on it in a lot of ways. It's not like, I'm sitting around waiting for the release of a game that I've already played, 10 years ago or 15 years ago or whatever. But I like Xbox, if you guys go back to the beginning of this show, like the first, I would say first 30 or so episodes, I'm a huge Xbox fan.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm a fan of all of them.
You still are.
I'm getting a little, and there's so many segues in my brain right now. We have so many topics.
Let them go, man. Just let them go.
Xbox, I don't know. I like the platform, but they're just not doing it.
Yeah,
they're just not getting it done. Where's Crackdown?
Right.
You canceled, Sea of Thieves is lame as
garbage.
The lamest game that they could have released and been a big thing for them. Halo 5 was a letdown.
Yep.
Gears of War 4 was good, but nobody played it. I feel like nobody played it. I'm trying to think of anyone else who may have played that game that I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you and one other person.
I really liked it. That's one of the first exclusives in a long time they had that I liked.
Yeah.
They canceled Scalebound, which wasn't interesting to me anyways. But
was that with the guy who had the headphones on?
Yeah, the douchey anime guy with the Dre beats and the dragon.
With the Dre beats.
But regardless, it may have still garnered.
Yeah.
Maybe it was fantastic. You know what I mean? So they canceled that. I don't know. They're just not doing. They're not doing a good job at all. So I'm not the biggest fan right now. I just feel like they're just. And then they released the X, which is cool. I'm planning on getting one someday. But it's like,
what are you gonna play on it? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
I already have a 4K system, and
a crazy PC.
And a crazy PC.
At that point, what? Halo 5 again? I don't know. What do we do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. So I don't know. So I am excited though because I do appreciate. I think a lot of corporations are terrible with gaming history. They don't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
Games just get destroyed and removed, and you can't find them anymore, and they cost a ton because they're rare. And so I appreciate that Microsoft is trying to foster the same kind of communal feeling that PlayStation players have had ever since PS1.
Yeah.
There's a PlayStation family. There's people who's look, I just play PlayStation. I've been playing PlayStation since the first Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
And then Spyro.
I was just going to say, these games back. I couldn't think of the name, but I was just thinking Little Purple Dragon.
Yeah,
Spyro.
Exactly.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I just Metal Gear 1, all that stuff. So they have these games that have come up and along, and PlayStation doesn't do backwards compatibility. You can download a few official games from older systems.
Yeah.
But not like this.
No,
and Microsoft, I'll give them some credit because a bunch of original Xbox games are coming out for backwards compatibility, and some of them are some of my favorite games ever. Jade Empire comes out this Tuesday. I'm playing that. I'm playing that game from the beginning to end. I cannot wait. And then Elder Scrolls Morrowind, I have it on PC and I've tried to play it.
Destroy All Humans. I played that game so much with my brother.
Dude, I love Destroy All Humans.
I loved it, man.
And then
Crypto.
Surprisingly,
shout out to Crypto.
Oh my god. Wait, where is that?
No, Crypto. Isn't that his name?
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah, from Destroy. I'm pretty sure it's his name.
Do not remember that at all. I did play that game. I remember killing the cows,
abducting
the cows.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind is coming out, and I played it on PC before. But I'm wondering, I've always had this feeling man, I'm a huge Elder Scrolls fan. That's the game that kind of made the franchise. I'd love to go back and finally just bite down and play through that whole freaking game.
Yeah.
Do it if I could possibly do it. I don't know.
I think it would really make you, not that you don't already, I think it would really make you appreciate Oblivion. Right. And then, which would really make you appreciate Skyrim, and then so nothing bad would come of it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know the gameplay is not great.
Yeah.
But the lore is really cool, and I'm into that world a lot.
Yeah.
And I played it a lot, but I've never played like the main story or anything, like because I just don't.
Neither have I. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm thinking we'll see. Like if I want to give it the time, and maybe I'll jump in and.
It's a lot of time though.
Try it out. I know it is. It is.
If we came back to the podcast every week and what have you been playing, and you were like, yeah, Morrowind.
Yeah. Right.
No one knows what you're talking about.
I know, right? Well, I mean, no one knows what I'm talking about with Elder Scrolls Online either. No, I know plays that. Taylor does.
I was gonna say Taylor does.
Taylor plays it. He's actually kind of been taking over again too. I feel like he's on there all the time.
He plays it a lot. Yeah. Like he hasn't even been on PUBG or anything recently. Like a lot of Elder Scrolls. Doesn't Tim and his brother play it as well?
Yeah, a little bit. Tim hasn't been playing too much recently. Okay. He's just been busy. All that adult
like real life stuff. Yeah.
But he's playing through like Witcher, and of course he's always playing Warhammer.
So. Oh, he's still playing Witcher?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, he's still playing. Dude. I like hold my breath every day.
I was hesitant to bring it up. You should knock on wood or something. I don't know. I don't want to.
Still playing that shit.
Hey, good for him, man.
And then interesting takeaway from this too. Disney has okayed all this. All these Star Wars games from the original Xbox are being allowed to be redone, and they're like kind of remastered.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was watching a video comparison, and the difference is shocking.
Wow.
Shockingly better looking.
Yeah, you have Battlefront 2, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Yeah, I will play through that with Alyssa, because we played through the first one, which is now playable on Xbox. Both of them now will be playable. Two of the greatest games. If there was any old game that I could urge you to spend 25 hours with, it is that one. It is that one right there.
Is it only 25 hours?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, because if you just play through the main storyline, it's like 25 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing.
Gotcha.
Not too crazy.
And then Republic Commando.
So love Republic Commando. I'm going to go, in fact, I'm probably going to go on eBay and find a hard copy.
Oh, really?
Yes,
that would be cool.
Fuck yes, I'm going to. I can't wait to play that again.
I missed all of those games. I think I was just barely too young at the time.
Right? Like, this is sort of my, like, formative years of gaming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I was right behind you.
Yeah, so when they do some of like the early 360 games, probably
it'll hit me. Yeah. Like, Oblivion, what? No.
Yeah, I think Oblivion's already playable.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
But we've played that so much.
I can't.
Like Jade Empire, dude. I've only played through it the 1 or 2 times, maximum. You know? And it's a BioWare game, and it's such an interesting like left turn from their normal. They've never gone back to it, so I'm hoping like people go out and try and like find copies of it and buy it and like show everyone like we're trying to get
It's another one I never played.
I'd love a sequel.
I never played it.
So good.
Yeah.
And eminently playable. Like it's still playable. I mean, it doesn't.
If you had to play it again, if you had to compare it to anything now that maybe I've experienced,
I mean, it's a very BioWare game.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Mass Effect, stuff like that. I mean, it's the fighting is probably more along the lines a little bit of like maybe like Batman.
Oh, really?
Like, there's not the counters aren't there, so it's not like hit Y to counter and then keep fighting.
Your head doesn't glow, and
but it's an action. It's an action. It's not turn based like KOTOR is.
Gotcha.
So you hit the button and something happens, and you have like these different forms. So there's like fire, ice, some other ones that are like different, and you have to go through the world and learn these different martial arts styles. Huh. And it's like in this fantasy version of ancient China.
Yeah.
It's just completely different from anything else they've made. And, of course, the story's really good, and there's characters, and you can have all the romances and all that stuff. It's a BioWare game.
Yeah, I was going to say, it just sounds like...
Through and through.
Yeah.
With just a really unique setting and gameplay that they don't normally subscribe to.
Yeah.
So, it was great. I hope that they can go back and make another one, but who knows? It's EA now. I don't know if they
Who knows anything anymore, man?
Yeah,
who knows?
Hard to say. I hope they can break off. That would be such a cool story to read. If they Red Dead Redemption got Xbox One X enhancements too.
Oh, cool!
It runs it's crazy. Apparently, it looks
really.
I was looking at it. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that would be fun, especially leading up to the sequel coming out.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I'm kind of purposely like I was gonna play it for a while. I'm like, you know what? I remember that game really well. Every little bit of it.
Yeah, nothing's gonna change. You know, it's not.
But I've replayed other games before. And not have this thing where it's like, I remember all of this explicitly.
Yeah.
Even though it's been 8 years since I played through the whole game. I remember that game, like every moment of it. It's sort of like Last of Us. I just sort of like I can replay Last of Us with someone who hasn't.
Yeah. Well, because you're experiencing the new with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But like I tried to play Red Dead Redemption. I'm like, look, this is wonderful. But there is nothing where I'm like, oh yeah, this. Yeah. I already know everything.
Remember,
every detail.
That makes sense. We talked about it before. Like you mentioned, Last of Us is the same way for me. I couldn't play it again because everything meant so much to me the first time. Yeah. I can't forget it.
But I could play it. Like I showed Alyssa, and it was fine.
Yeah, because she's never experienced.
So I was really pumped for that.
For sure.
It's kind of an interesting like mental take on that. Speaking of cultivating amazingness.
Speaking of,
PlayStation just continues to just dominate Xbox.
Yep, 100%.
Well, why don't we actually go with this one?
We'll start
in order, right?
We'll start here. We'll segue.
So God of War comes out this fucking Friday, man.
You excited? You picking it up day one?
I haven't been this excited in a long time for a game.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yep.
All right. Dude.
I got the collector's edition.
It's been moderately reviewed by critics.
It's only in the mid-90s.
It's only in the mid-90s. There's a lot of room for improvement. No, man, I read IGN's review. I didn't get to go in and read GameStop's review. I wanted to hit everyone. I wanted to check out the user critics on Metacritic here.
Yeah. Not out yet, so
not out yet.
Gonna get a lot of user critics.
100%.
But Giant Bomb is a really they don't give out 10s.
Yeah.
They're like kind of like GameSpot. So they gave it a 10. There's when you ever look at these, there's so many that you've never heard of in your life.
Yeah.
Polygon gave it a 10. A lot of people don't like Polygon. It's just this is ridiculous though. IGN gave it a 10, and we're like sifting through all the 10s right now to find. Destructoid gave it a 10. Oh, now we're into the 98s. How do you give something a 98? Oh yeah, Game Informer gave it a 9.75. They have the weird quarter thing.
Oh yeah. Do you know what caused it to not be a 10?
No idea.
Gotcha.
In fact, I don't really understand why that exists.
Yeah, I don't.
If it's the difference between a 0.25 decimal point, like just give it the fucking 10.
Yeah, or give it a 9.
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah,
I do like the halves. I do think that there is like some meaning between like a 9 and 9.5. Like I kind of get that a little bit, but I don't really get I don't know. Scoring games is a weird system, anyways.
Yeah, no, it is. It's weird because it's.
Doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
But I like it. And I think a lot of people do anyway.
It gives you a benchmark kind of to go off of. So.
But yeah, so anyway, it's apparently like one of the greatest games of all time is what all these people are saying. So I'm really curious to see if it lives up to that or not.
Yeah.
I mean, the embargo got lifted really, really early.
Yeah.
You don't normally see that a lot.
When did it... What was it, like
last week?
Wednesday or something? Yeah.
So over a week.
Like a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, a week and like 2 or 3 days.
Which is nice. It's a nice change. It tells you they're confident, for sure, right?
Real
confident. But Sony always does that, pretty much. So
it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I'm just ecstatic to see that it's as good as it is. I have kept myself almost completely in the dark on it.
Yeah. The
exception of just like the E3 trailer and like one of the other trailers. Like I purposely was like, I'm ready to fucking go on this. I've been ready since we first saw the announcement for it.
Yeah.
I mean, not a whole lot to say on that. I was blown away. I didn't know how it was going to do.
So to chime in on that a little bit, I'm excited for it too. I probably won't pick it up day one. But what I thought was interesting is a lot of times I'll go on Twitch and just look at what's big, what's being played, what's kind of trending right now. And God of War 3 is like huge on Twitch right now. Like,
really?
So many people are playing it where it was never before. So, which tells me a lot of people are really excited for this game, and I think it's going to do really well, especially the way it's being reviewed. So yeah, I think it's good. They deserve it for the work that they obviously put into it. From what IGN was saying, it's kind of a turn, as compared to 2 and 3, where like they were kind of goofy at times. And,
they're just over the top, and there wasn't a whole lot of in-depth like character building or story. And maybe at that worked for the time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that worked for the time. Games have changed a lot.
Yeah.
Since those were one of the bigger games on PlayStation, they were always beautiful, and the art style was always incredible, and the gameplay was really smooth. And there wasn't a lot of glitches or issues. They were very like solid as rock games that felt good.
Yeah.
I was never a huge fan of any of the guys.
Neither was I.
I played them all.
Yeah, neither was I.
I liked them, and that's about it. But this one looks so much more along the lines of like the kind of game that I end up really falling in love with.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of Last of Us.
That is,
a little bit of Horizon.
That's the
Witcher,
the part that's kind of piquing my interest.
Dead Space. This third person, personal storyline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Like that's so up my alley, and I don't know what do you call that genre? I feel like it's a genre unto itself.
Yeah, I have no idea. There's got to be a word for it, and I'm sure we'll get one.
Yeah.
As more games start to come out like this, but I know exactly what you mean, and I think everyone knows exactly what you mean.
Uncharted.
When you bring it up, the genre should be Naughty Dog is what the genre should be called, but this isn't, technically that. So.
No, but PlayStation knows their audience.
Yeah.
And their audience wants more of this.
Yeah.
So and that me included.
Me included.
So out of 85 critics, the average is 95.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to hear about it more than anything.
God, me too, man.
Yeah.
I'm so freaking pumped about it. So we'll have more to speak on that. Not next podcast, unless we want to wait again until Sunday so we can have our first official.
We can.
So we're not, because I'm going to be playing it all weekend.
Friday and Saturday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it. Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Otherwise, it'll be 2 weeks before we can talk about it. So I am going to be doing a review on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know what's so funny? So one of my favorite bands is coming into town in May.
Yeah.
They're here on May 2nd. It's a Wednesday. I was like, fuck. So I took the 3rd off.
Okay.
And the 3rd just so happens to be the day that the next Total War game was coming out. I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because it got delayed from the 19th to the 3rd.
So now you get to go to the show, come home, not
play that night.
Play that night. Play Total. Hell yeah,
and then have the 3rd off as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's what I'm saying.
The gaming gods are looking out for
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be doing, it's been a quiet year for me for reviews for the channel. There just hasn't been a lot of games that have come out that I've been dying to play. Like the bigger, better ones.
Yeah, you can't go back and do like Dishonored 2 or something like that, or
no, I didn't want to do that. I mean, I was thinking about that. I was asking you guys about how we could kind of like package a old game review or whatever, because I would like to. I think one way that I could get away with that is if we move forward after we have more of the artwork and stuff settled.
Yeah,
and we want to do a website.
Yeah.
Then I think 100%. You can get away with writing like reviews and stuff and be like, hey, this is my old review articles that I write.
Yeah, and we talked about it, like doing it for games that have a sequel coming out, and then going back and doing the original, or a sale, or like new DLC.
Tie them to something current and relevant.
Yeah, which I think could work.
I think a website will open up a lot more options for us. So that is in the works, everyone.
100%.
Little bits at a time. And then to continue on just praising Sony, the one good thing I had to say about Xbox is like, hey, remember the original one? It had really good exclusives.
Yep.
They don't have any more, so they're bringing them back up from the dead and reviving them. Meanwhile, Sony is releasing the 95 out of 100 Metacritic God of War, and we got a September 7th release date for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh my god.
I can't wait.
Have you seen the gameplay that Game Informer's been releasing?
No, what I was just going to say is kind of like what you've been doing with God of War. I'm kind of keeping myself away from this.
Oh, okay, good to know, because I was wanting to show you everything.
Okay, yeah, no. Not that there's any real reason to do that.
Not like spoilers or anything.
No, I want to experience it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to be like, oh, this takes me back to 2 and the web slinging and everything, and I'm so excited for this game.
Just know that I've seen a lot of gameplay.
Yeah.
It's going to be better than 2 ever could have possibly been.
Obviously, I hope so.
PS2, right?
I hope so, yeah.
But like, not just PS2 and being better technology. Like, Insomniac they know motion. They know how to create that feeling of movement and like and inertia.
Like fluidity, kind of parkour-y.
Oh my god. And it couldn't... I wasn't as excited. It's not that I wasn't pumped. I was like, there was no information about it, and they kept showing us trailers over and over and over and over. I'm like, I don't. Either just show me the thing or don't.
Yeah.
But they finally did, and so now that I've seen it, I was like, oh, that's how good it's gonna be.
God, no, I want to see it so bad now.
Like I didn't have like. You know what I mean? Like, remember the one we saw where we saw a little bit of gameplay for E3?
Where he was up on the tower.
He's on the tower. I was like, yeah, this looks pretty good.
That wasn't what I wanted.
No.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't.
That wasn't what I wanted.
And the rest of it, you couldn't tell if it was like cutscenes or not.
A lot of like QTE situations.
Well, there was the one QTE situation. Everyone was worried. And they were like, no. Like, they said that there's like 2 of them in the game.
Yeah, okay.
Just for huge set piece
for moments. Big, things you couldn't do on your own with a manual,
Exactly. Yeah. So they hadn't, and that's it. They just kept showing, and then there was sort of the same trailer cut, like for 2 years straight, And then Game Informer got the scoop, and they have some videos on YouTube. I was like, yeah, let's check it out. And it went from me being like, oh yeah, I'm sure this will be great, to being like, this is gonna like redefine the way
superhero
games are made. Again, this is like Arkham City, Arkham Asylum for a game. Like it's gonna reignite that whole thing.
Because look at the combat in this. obviously is derived from Arkham. I mean, if you look at like
a little bit, but it goes so much further.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it goes further because you're a totally different character. But yeah, I mean, with like the you talked about before, like the combos and the like counters and everything like that. It's so cool. Yeah, such a good take on combat. So
if you feel like you want to break if not, that's fine. I respect the hell out of that. Otherwise, we can watch them because it's like nothing. So September 7th. September 7th is the release date.
Yeah, it's so close yet so far away.
Right.
You know what I mean? It'll like you mentioned, it'll come up soon. It will, but I want every announcement to be forever that it's out right now. That's all I ever want. I don't want to know anything until I can have it. I
wished, honestly, I would have preferred that they announced the existence of the game with this Game Informer release and it was coming out September.
Yeah.
We'd never heard about
that would be so much. I would still be complaining, but that would be amazing. Yeah.
And that's more realistic. I mean, you can't expect a company to like not market.
No, of course.
You have to market.
Of course they're going to market. I hate, and it's from me too. I hate all the speculation that goes on when we don't have the information that we need.
Right.
And you and I go, well, what if the game's full of QTEs? Like, what if, like, who's that guy in the helicopter? Like, what is all these things?
Yeah.
And I'd rather just be like, here's the gameplay, here's what we got.
Yeah.
6 months from now, you can have it, and I can't wait. Either way, whatever they
just
did,
give me one of those. Like God of War, they kind of did the same thing. I think they should have waited one more year to show us. So it should have been E3 last year.
Yeah.
That they showed us because that first one that I saw was perfect. They had the 9 or 10 minute thing where they introduced, it was Kratos, everyone freaks out.
Yeah.
You have this boy with you.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was 16. He walks out, you see the new camera angle, right? Yeah. And now we're seeing gameplay. He goes through the woods, it's beautiful. He gets into combat, you see him rip the little skeleton guy in half. Yep. And then you see him fight the big giant dude and you ram his face with the fiery log and you're like, holy shit. And then boom, and then we're out next year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. That's the one thing Sony has not, for me, done right. Then they show us just a trailer, like the next year. Like, I don't care about the trailer.
To that point, Last of Us Part 2.
Why do they show us what they show us?
That's what I'm saying. To make me upset. That's why. Only for me.
So I don't like the way Sony does it.
Yeah.
It's exclusive coverage.
If we had to pick one complaint, that would be it.
Yeah. That is the lone complaint because we're just. I feel like this generation. I feel like this generation of games has kind of snuck up on us a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I felt I spent a lot of the last 5 or 6 years being like, yeah, there's been some good games, but we haven't had the generation defining, like the Mass Effects or the Dead Spaces, or if you go back further from that, the Final Fantasy. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, but I understand.
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah, I mean, the Final Fantasy games or like the Metal Gear game, like these games.
The Elder Scrolls and things.
Morrowind. Morrowind was the defining, like it changed console role playing games. You know what I mean? Like, we can actually do this on console now.
Yeah.
Like games like that. They're just like Last of Us for last generation, and a couple others that I named like that, like Halo for that generation, that original Xbox. Like just these games that were like no one's ever played anything like that. They're just incredible, and since 2015, nonstop games like that.
Yeah,
Witcher, the new Zelda. I feel like there's been a bunch of Overwatch.
Yeah,
we've gotten a bunch of these games, Horizon, that have been. Bloodborne, like now that I look back on it, we've had a bunch of like really, really good, probably top 50 games of all time stuff.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't feel like we have.
I wonder what that is. I wonder if it...
Doom, hell, I'd put that Doom remake in there. Yeah. Oh my God.
Do you think it's because of the amount of games? I mean, you talk about like...
In between all those?
Yeah, right? Like, do you think there's like an oversaturation problem?
It could very well be. Yeah, I mean, obviously I did feel that way with Witcher all along. I mean, I knew... before it came out, while I played it, and after I finished it, that it was one of those games.
Yeah.
But I remember also feeling like, damn, it's 2015, and that's like the first one that's felt like
for a while, yeah.
The kind of game where when you're done playing it, you're sad, not because it's over, because you're never going to get to play for the first time again.
That was Last of Us.
Last of Us. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are a few of them like that. But now that I look at it, like, there's been quite a few like that.
Yeah,
it's
true.
This generation's been phenomenal, and now we're gonna get Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
I trust that studio, so I know that's gonna be a 10 out of 10. I mean, if it's not, I'll say it's not. But they've delayed it multiple times. It's been in development forever. It's going to be great.
Yep.
This year is crazy.
when you break it down like that, it is crazy. Like it, and I'm just remembering all these things. You know, we obviously just found out about Spider-Man coming out in September, which I was really, really excited about. God of War, I completely forgot about until I think you texted me the review score. And I was like, oh, wow, is it? Oh, that's happening right now. Okay, crazy. Yeah, like just because it's not a game that I was particularly interested in, you're right, it's crazy, and it's all these like genre-defining games that have happened in the last couple of years.
And now here it is getting, praise that you don't see.
Yeah.
The last time I saw anything 95 or higher was Zelda.
What did Zelda end at?
97.
97, really? Oh god.
And so the God of War is already in 95.
Yeah.
I mean that's what I'm like. That's not normal. You know what I mean? Like those are crazy.
I still want to play Zelda too.
Oh, hell yeah!
Still want to play Zelda.
Let's actually here we're gonna get some typing sound in this.
Tippity click click clack.
Let's look. So, Breath of the Wild, Metacritic.
Mechanical keyboard.
I know, I was trying to type.
Yours is really nice, dude. The thought in yours is like super, like solid. Like it.
I try to keep it out of the mic's way when I play games. Yeah, so it's still at a 97. I wonder if that... I don't think it's the highest, but it's up there among the highest. Probably top 10 highest rated games.
Wasn't it at 100 for a while?
For a little while, yeah.
Okay.
A little while it was. And what was the other one we were talking about? Was there... Oh, well, like a few of them we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there were a bunch. Yeah, we talked...
Well, I'm curious about this one. Let's go. There it is. These are just trailers. Interesting that it doesn't just find the basic page for it. Really?
Huh.
That's really weird. Anyway, I was just kind of curious, like some of the other games that have come out in this generation that have gotten those kinds of scores. 93.
93, yeah. For Witcher 3, yeah.
Yep, for Witcher 3. So I mean, it's 0.
0.
I love users. User scores are great.
Oh, I want to know. Can we just take a peek?
Generic, uninspired fantasy setting. Okay. Lead with 0 emotion. That's part of the storyline.
Oh, no.
Gameplay is good, however, but everything else turns it down due to how...
So he said gameplay is good and still gave it a 0. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, this is his entire review, too.
Well, he must be a professional.
Everything else turns it down...
Who are we?
Due to how generic everything is.
Who are we to criticize this man's work?
And you know what's so funny, too, is like one of the great things about The Witcher is that it's so not generic fantasy.
Yeah.
Like all the monsters are so creative and different from any other fantasy that I've ever seen. There's no orcs in sight.
Uninformed.
It's great. It's okay.
It's okay.
Don't worry. The game sold tens of millions of copies and it's doing just fine.
It would have done 11 without that review.
That is interesting that it's 93 and 9. It's very straight across the board with user score and Metascore.
Yeah.
The critic score. But yeah, anyway, so we've had like a handful of games like that this generation. So I think it's easy to get lost in the weeds. You know, so maybe it's also sort of how old we are now.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
Right.
We just don't I just don't realize as they're coming out because I'm so damn busy. I'm playing. I'm like, yeah, that was great. Let's go next one. You know?
Yeah, it's hard because when we were in high school, or for me at least, or like high school, or even before that, when I was younger, I was always waiting for that game that I could put 200 hours into. I was like, because it would just give me something to do. I could come home and do that. And then like my brother would just watch me or not just me, and I would just do that for 10 hours a day when I got home and no one cared. Now it's like that kind of game scares me. The thought of that freaks me out. I'm like,
it still makes me excited.
It makes me excited that it's a thing and it's an option, but it worries me. I don't know why.
You probably won't, because I don't know why. You feel like you won't be able to finish it because it's too much.
When I play those games, it's definitely that, and I always have this weird sense of responsibility. If I play those kinds of games for less than 4 hours at a time, I feel like I'm not doing it correctly, which is all garbage.
That's
which doesn't
crazy,
even make any sense. I know it's crazy.
I mean, I get a little bit of it. Like I won't play a game like that if I have 45 minutes.
Right.
I will legitimately not be able to do anything.
Because you really can't get warmed up. You can't get going. You can't, okay, I need to start this quest and get to a good,
but 4 hours?
I know.
That's a huge ceiling.
Man. I know I'm crazy.
I mean,
we're 54 episodes
maybe
in.
With it.
The people know. The people know my brain's all messed up and whatnot.
But anytime I hear 4 hours, I just laugh.
Why?
Because I just think Angry Joe. 4 hours! It just makes me laugh so hard. That's like one of his like trademark phrases.
Hour.
4 hours.
It like zooms in on his face.
Yeah, he has those
low.
So good.
Shout out to Angry Joe.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, I just think that. Plus, we've been so angry at a lot of stuff too with this. Like, alongside of this, it's easy to get jaded because of EA and like microtransactions and all this crap.
We're in the age of that.
We're in the age of negative information.
Negative information.
Just everyone's like, look how bad everything is all the time.
Right.
And so it's easier to not notice, like, oh yeah, by the way, we've also had like 8 or 9 games that are among the top maybe 50 of all time.
Right.
Released in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Because Bloodborne came out the same year that Witcher did. If you can believe that.
No.
Like, I mean, every year has had a couple games like that now.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Super exciting. And the final segue, speaking of all the negative, we're going to jump into a little bit of that.
Speaking of
this is an interesting take on that negative, though. One that I have conflicted feelings on.
It's confusing. It's awkward in a way. And
it's very awkward.
It's very awkward. That's the only word I can think of to describe it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a little bit old. This is like a couple weeks old now. But I felt like it was significant enough to still discuss on the podcast. So WB Games and Monolith, the developer, have removed microtransactions after the release of their game, Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings game. It came out in October of 2017, and in April they have removed microtransactions from the game Shadow of War.
I don't know, because I don't know enough about... does it cost them anything to have these in a game? You know what I mean?
I mean, whatever their server maintenance is.
It's all based on them, though, right? I mean, they're not paying anyone else to provide this kind of service. No. So that's out. That reasoning is out. I don't know if it was to make a headline 6 months after the game comes out, now that your player base is probably dying off because it's not a super long game. I don't know what the replay value is like in a game like this.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like a Horizon, like 40-hour game.
Yeah, but you don't go back for 6 months. You know what I mean? Usually, I don't know if it was to make a headline 6 months later and try to
like upsales a little bit. Right as like Battlefront 2 is putting them back in, not the bad, quote unquote bad ones, but they are going to reintroduce certain kinds of microtransactions.
My problem with this, in this case specifically for WB, is like all it does for me. Maybe it's the natural like pessimistic attitude that I have, but it just reminds me of the thing you did. Yeah, and it makes me
kind of pisses me off.
No more, if not less, interested in your game.
It pisses me off because when we were originally discussing the inclusion of this,
right,
all anyone was saying, myself, you, is anyone that paid attention to both the industry and this game in particular was like two things. One, this is scary because it's a single player action role playing game with no multiplayer, and it's not just, hey, buy this cape for $1.
No, you were buying allies and weapons
and that led into the second issue, which is you can pay to skip content because you could purchase enemy orcs that already had, because the whole thing about this game is like you run into an orc, you fight him, you kill him, he comes back again, he ambushes you, he kills you, and you've developed this weird like rivalry, and you get these in-game kind of like emergent stories with this incredible AI system that they've built.
Oh yeah,
and then the microtransaction,
the Nemesis system,
and the microtransaction system comes in, and you can just basically dump orcs out and pick the ones,
pick and choose
then
the ones
you move on past
like playing cards.
It actually was a detriment to the system that they were saying was so great. Yeah, it was like really obvious too. Like and they were like, oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
But why?
And now, however many freaking months later, 7 months later or whatever, quote, while purchasing orcs in the market is more immediate and provides additional player options, a bunch of fucking bullshit, we have come to realize that providing this choice risked undermining the heart of our game, the Nemesis system. It allows you to miss out on the awesome player stories you would have otherwise created, and it compromises those same stories even if you don't buy anything. Now they figured that out.
6 months later.
They get that now.
Who's still playing this?
No one.
No one that I know. Not that a lot of people that I know played it.
Well, I feel like a lot of us... Do you remember me and Kevin were like, yeah!
Dude, like episode
when they announced it?
21 or something, we were like... We were
so
all hyped for it.
Pumped for this game. And then there had some lore things that really bugged me. Yep. But I was still going to be like, look, it's their interpretation. I'm not a fan of it, but we'll see how it turns out. And then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you can ruin the game with microtransactions.
You never played it, right?
I backed out. No.
I never played it. I refused. I know Kevin never played it.
Those two things combined, the microtransactions and the really heavy playing around with Tolkien lore was like kind of like an out for me.
That's crazy.
Good to go.
None of us touched it. Yeah.
And if they hadn't have done that, I might have given it a shot.
Yeah.
So there's no, I mean, and we can't be the only ones.
Oh no,
so they had to have lost sales.
Yeah, this comes out at a weird time. It was so long ago. It may not seem like that long ago, but
maybe they're working on another
one. The
life
of a game like this is not long.
No,
you know what I mean. You have to make the sales while you can, and I think they lost out on a lot because of the controversy behind it. So yeah, I don't know why this even made a headline. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, I see why it made a headline. I mean, the fact that this big publisher comes out and says that. I mean, I would report on that.
Yeah.
I mean, we are right now.
Yeah, right.
It's an interesting... right. It doesn't make... What? You know, it's like...
it's just weird. It's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, why...
And it's so weird because come May 8th, you will no longer... This is on GameSpot, by the way. Regarding the timeline, come May 8th, you will no longer be able to buy any gold. And on July 17th, they're removing it. Like, if you're going to take it out, just take the shit out. I don't get it. July...
Do they talk about what happens with the currency that you bought already?
I mean, you get to... I guess that's why. That's probably why.
You just have to spend it?
Yeah. Spend it by July 17th.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That must be it. They don't want to... For people who did purchase stuff, they don't want to F them over, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, you've already F'd over your game in the process. So.
And I'm assuming the content you already purchased, you get to keep... They just
for sure. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Just an oddball...
Weird.
Thing.
It's a weird decision. It made the news. Which
decision's weird. The timing is weird.
Yeah.
The game itself, it never belonged to them in the first place. Yeah. It's like, why didn't they just? I don't know.
Is there any kind of and I'm sorry, I don't know. Is there any kind of DLC or anything coming out?
I don't know. I mean, they hadn't really talked about it because I don't think it did particularly well.
Right.
I heard it was a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, Monolith is a great studio.
Yeah.
There's no doubting it. I'm sure the game is solid and fun, but it just had slime on it from the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
So I just thought it was a really interesting topic of conversation.
No, it is. Yeah, it brings up a lot of questions. That
the future of microtransactions, and not microtransactions, but of the loot box, the gambling, random throw a money at something, hope it's good.
Yeah.
Really toxic, manipulative stuff.
Which is apparently seems to be dying off.
I think it's... after Battlefront, I think it's just been like, look, like, they won't have it.
Nobody wanted it.
And that's so encouraging to me.
Yeah.
You can look at it two ways. You can look at it and be like, look what happens when the gaming community is like, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
You probably get people fired at EA. People lose their jobs. Not that we want people to lose their jobs, but like,
no, but this is
decision makers.
Like
it affects their money, their shareholders. It affects all of us. All of us were just whining and bitching and screaming really loud. And guess what? That works.
Yeah, I mean,
it's one of the capitalism has some positives and negatives. This is a positive. We have power, direct power. It's not like when you vote. And you vote for a representative that goes to the Senate, and then those guys all do whatever they want to do, and they figure it out, and they don't figure it out, and they argue, and you're like, feel helpless.
Yeah.
That even though I voted you, I just voted you into a system that just locks you into this two-party system, and they all hate each other. And,
right.
It's like this kind of like this. We feel like we don't have a lot of agency. Whereas here, it's like your vote, which is your money, is a direct impact to the people making the decisions. So none of us bought Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Everyone I know would have bought Battlefront 2 had it looked incredible and not had all the crap.
Well, yeah.
Everyone I know.
It just had to be what it was, minus the microchip, minus the loot box stuff, and everyone would have bought it. Yeah.
And then like a really cool progression system with all kinds of cool like armor pieces and you know, fun things to unlock. Oh, I really want that gun. I gotta unlock it. I really want that like knee piece. I get into all of that weird stuff. Oh, look at that elbow spike.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Hello Kitty patches and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All that stuff. But like, if they had done that, we all imagine all the people that would have bought it. It would have sold. It's still sold really well.
Yeah.
But it would have sold probably millions more.
I mean,
and now they're having to go back to games that aren't out yet and change the way they're doing it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we talked about it before the podcast. I think we weren't recording at the time. You talked about how we've kind of met in the middle, you know, between the loot boxes and between nothing, where you have like a kind of an agreement to have this extra paid content as long as people know exactly what they're getting.
Exactly what they're
getting. Which we both agreed we're okay with.
We are okay with. I mean, it's one of those things where it's still, that was unacceptable a few years ago.
Yeah.
So there has been this sort of attrition that we're just going to have to deal with. You know, I still think some of that is kind of BS-y.
Yeah.
Like Assassin's Creed, you can go. I don't like having an advertisement in the game for a store.
Yeah.
And there's a part near the beginning. It's not that bad, but you have a part near the beginning of the Assassin's Creed Origins where it's like, bling. Or they release you into the open world. They're like, oh, make sure to visit the store. And they give you the store link. And I'm like, I hate that. I mean, I'm going to be honest.
Being on a website. Yeah. Like you have little like ad things on the side and on the top of the menus. And,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm not particularly happy with the way that is right now. But I do accept it. And if that's what if we can get that kind of agreement, you know, an unspoken agreement. Look, I'll buy some of your stupid shit in the store.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm a fan. I do it in Elder Scrolls Online.
Yep.
I bought a hairstyle.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep, you owned up to it. You gotta own up to it.
But I knew which one I was buying.
It wasn't like a box of hairstyles and you might get the blonde tips, you might get the faux hawk.
I wanted that one.
Yeah.
Purchased, done. Yeah. Like, it's a transaction.
Which is what it should be.
Which is what, if we have to have a middle ground where when you could just be making all of this stuff and just giving it to me because I paid a lot of money for your game.
Which is no longer an option.
I mean, $60 is a lot a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, you bought the game.
Well, I bought the game super cheap.
Oh, on PC.
On PC.
You're right.
And yeah, so I did buy ESO. I bought it a couple times because I bought it brand new, $60 on PS4 when it came out for consoles.
Yep.
And then I bought it again for like $20 on Xbox, and then I got it again on sale on Steam. So I paid less for it each time.
Yeah.
But then I went and bought the collector's edition of Morrowind.
Yep.
Which gives you all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. I just feel like none of us are rich. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like $60 should go a lot further.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about it before. I don't like to think I'm one of those PC guys now, but you know, if there is one thing about PC gaming that stands out is a lot of games. Well, not even a lot of games. It's the idea of a $60 price tag on a video game is like crazy to me now. I don't know why. It's always been that way, you know, as long as I can remember, really. You know,
it has to be.
Since I've been purchasing games myself, it's always been that way.
Sure.
And for a game, especially a game that I'm going to beat in 10, 12, 15 hours, I always am like, why? Why would I do that? You know what I mean? And even for a game like Last of Us, and I love that game, and I'm always going to remember it. Okay, for that I would probably pay $60.
I was going to say, you're not going to buy Last of Us 2 on day one?
I guess the idea is
What's happening to Mason?
No, nowadays, like if Last of Us came out today, and people were going, hey, this game's going to change your life, I probably would still be at $60. I can wait on that. You know what I mean?
Like, really? No.
It's the idea.
Split with you
the idea is weird to me. I don't know why. But like Spider-Man, I'll have to think about. I'll probably buy it, but like that's to me such a huge price tag. I don't know because I haven't bought a full price game in so long.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's odd to me now. But
weird.
Yeah,
that's
super weird.
Yeah.
It's super weird. Yeah, I'm taking a turn for the worst, man.
No, I don't know.
Taking a turn for the worst. I don't know.
Not gonna play these games.
Take me out back and put me down. You know?
I feel like you might not play God of War or Spider-Man.
I think I will play for sure Spider-Man. I can't guarantee God of War. I guarantee I'll play Spider-Man.
Because it turns into a sort of a thing where it's like, once you're you shouldn't buy it for $60 if you don't. If the game is not worth $60 to you should not buy it for $60. Like that, stick to that. But then time takes over.
Yeah.
And it's 2 months later, and you're like, oh, now it's like 45.
But no one's talking about it anymore.
And then you're not going to play it.
100%. I think you're totally right. But now, God of War, that's very possible. Because God of War doesn't have a lot of meaning to me from previous experience. Same, yeah. But like Spider-Man means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's the license itself.
State of Decay is the best example I can think of. I'm buying the $50 edition just because I loved the original.
You're supporting it.
Yeah, 100%. But who knew? I'm a wreck, man. I don't know anything. I'm a mess.
You're a mess. What do you mean?
Well, hold on. Get me out of here.
What are you talking about?
Let's just turn this into a counseling session for Mason. You know what I mean?
Why are you saying you're a mess?
I don't know. I feel like I'm letting the video game people down.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm the only person in our kind of group that
I'm letting down.
No, that I would say if anyone is, it's me, because like I'm the only one who pretty much plays any of these games anymore.
Jimmy plays everything. Just somehow.
We don't talk to Jimmy.
We talked about the Jimmy paradox and whatnot, and how that works.
He doesn't. He never plays like he's not able to play like online with us.
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, because I'm gonna play all this shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna play all this. It's like I'll sell my dog if I have to. Like I'm playing this shit.
I'm playing God of War. I don't need to do that. Like,
yeah. 100%.
I have games are my games and music are pretty much
the hobbies. Yeah, I mean everyone.
They're my thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I've spent $60 on food in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like going out.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about when I buy a burger. I'm not like, oh my god, this burger is going to be one part of $60.
How am I going to get gas?
Yeah. When I look at God of War, which is apparently like a 35 to 40 hour game.
Yeah, exactly. It's a totally different thing. Yeah.
I mean, I spend dumb amounts of money on. I spend $25 going to the fucking movies.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
You know what I mean? Like. So I just kind of like compare it to how expensive everything else is, and suddenly $60,
especially
for an incredible video game.
Yeah, especially with like the experience you're going to get out of it, and the connection that it might build for you with the God of War series. You know what I mean? If they do take it further.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge God of War fan, but this game doesn't look anything like those.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Maybe it'll finally finish that bridge for you in that franchise,
Yeah, I mean, I just want to play great games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I don't know if it's on PS4 or Xbox or PC or Switch or whatever the fuck. Just give it to me. I want to play it.
Just give it to me.
Just give it to me. I'd like to play it. I'm excited to do reviews too. Like there's some games coming out now. I'm like, I can't wait because I'm probably kind of rusty.
Kind of rusty.
So I'm gonna do a review for God of War. I'm gonna try. It's probably gonna take me a couple weeks.
Yeah.
My reviews are always late.
Yeah, but I mean that's not your fault. Define late. Later than Metacritic's. Like
I'm not ever gonna do the Mass Effect thing again. That will never happen again. That was a disaster.
That's a weird situation. Right.
Outside of that, we'll keep up with it. So, that is our hour. Any final thoughts for those long lost people 2 weeks ago?
Long lost. If you survived. If you made it, if you didn't just...
It's like a sauna in here.
If you didn't just quit life after missing out on our podcast for a week.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
They didn't release it.
Yep, that's it.
They don't care about us anymore.
They throw their phone out of the car. That's it! I quit! No, we appreciate you guys coming out. Nothing final for me. I'm excited. We should do our recording on Sunday next weekend because I want your first impressions.
Yeah, I have a big old God of War section.
Yeah, I want them early on. I don't want to wait a week later. And
I'll be well into that game.
Because the thing is, we probably would have talked about it by then anyway. And I want my first experience with your first experience to be on the podcast.
Absolutely, that's awesome, dude. I can't wait for that. And I'm trying to think of anything else that's going on. I don't think there's too much going on this week with releases other than God of War is the big one. So. Yeah, quick thing, kind of wanted to touch on. Sure.
I talked about the Radical Heights game earlier. We might, I quote, might change up the weekly highlight video to Radical Heights.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're enjoying it a lot, man. We might switch it up.
I'd love to watch
The hard part is we can't have two games. You know what I mean? Like it would take so much time.
Switching back and forth.
Have to stop
4
sleeping.
videos.
And we're already kind of running really low on PUBG footage because we are playing other games now. Mm-hmm. So we might switch it up. So keep an eye out for that. It's still going to be every Saturday.
Cool.
Saturday early in the AM. That'll be coming out. So if you haven't already checked out our previous ones, make sure you do it. And everything else, the Total War and the podcast, if you're new.
Yep.
Go back.
I might, there's some different things I have different ideas that I want to do. I'd like to do something in the ESO because I play it so much, but I don't know what to do with it. So,
well, you could do a podcast in the game. No.
Yeah,
totally
been taken.
Unique idea.
That's been taken.
Look, I have a name for you, too.
Go check out Lore Seekers. They're awesome.
The Lore Lookers.
Oh, we didn't talk about your tournament.
Oh, well, not much to talk about. We'll touch on it real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it.
Kevin and I participated in the second PUBG tournament we've ever done. It's called the Wingman Series. It's you and one other person. Right. It's a duo team series. We competed just in a qualifier match, 4 qualifier matches among, I want to say, like 34 other teams. There's like a total of 35 teams, something like that. We did much better than we did in the first tournament. If you remember, if you were there for that, yes. I came back from the first tournament like just a beaten, shell-shocked, just shell of a man, and it was very disappointing. But there was very little preparation for that. If you remember the podcast, I mean, I got called out in the middle of the podcast go do the tournament. We weren't prepared. Leading up to this tournament, things were a lot better. We had nights to practice and dedicate to different strategies we could try. It went well. The first game, we made it to like 9th place or something, which is good out of 35 or whatever. You know, we did well. Second game, not so much. We got killed early game. In the last 2 games, we're both kind of mid. We ended up 14th place out of everyone, which, like I said, is much better. I think the last time...
That's a huge... Dude, with just one... This is just your second one. Yeah. That much better.
Yeah, we did so much better. We didn't make it obvious. It was only like the top 2 teams that move on.
Wow.
So it's super...
Stringent.
Super stringent. The problem with tournaments like this, and I don't want to be that guy, but... It's very, very easy for people to cheat, and it's very obvious when they are cheating. When everyone in the game is on like this kind of skill level, and the second highest team has a player with 2 kills, and that's the highest, and one other guy in the tournament has 15. Like there's a question there, right? And you go, okay, maybe he's some Shroud type character. It's weird that if he is, we've never heard of him.
Yeah.
He'd be a much bigger deal. So myself, I went and I looked him up on Twitch. Because he was a streamer, but he was never live during the tournaments, which is obviously very suspicious. He doesn't have a lot of followers. If he was that good at PUBG, he would, for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to get
Yeah, I'm not going to call him out by name, but the problem with having all online tournaments like that, especially for a game that still is pretty rough around the edges, is you run into that, which... You know, it's just
there's no way for them to
there's no way to get around it. No, especially because it's such a small organization running the tournament. Global Loot League is not some kind of like, you know what I mean? Whoever runs CS:GO tournaments, stuff like that. Like the mods in the Discord were just people, just guys like you and me who got out of work and had to get in there and handle a bunch of complaining dudes on the internet, and like that's all it was. It was very very amateur kind of stuff, and that was my only complaint is there wasn't enough moderation for things like that. Like for this, we didn't even have to be in a Discord channel for the tournament. We were in our own Discord channel. That shouldn't be allowed.
No.
In a tournament, that's crazy. We should not be allowed in our own Discord channel. That shouldn't be a thing.
Definitely not. They need to have their own Discord and they send you the invite.
Yeah, you should only be allowed in there. And it's very amateur. I think we're going to keep trying. We're going to look at other... Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, either way, it bothered me knowing...
And it's a practical use of all the time and work and effort you've put into playing the game in the first place.
Speaking of hours in games... I just hit 358.
Nice.
It's so gross, dude. It's so gross.
You don't have time to put it.
The last time. Shut up, man.
I don't know where you get this time.
It's like 2 hours at a time, dude.
I know. I'm just totally giving you crap.
No, but thanks for asking about that, man. It went a lot better. You know, we're not going to Romania anytime soon, but
right.
Who knows? You know what I mean?
That'll be a ZeroHP video.
That would be crazy. We wouldn't even know what to do. It'd be insane. Yeah, it'd be crazy.
I would just follow. I would be the cameraman.
Yeah, document it. That'd be amazing. Could you imagine?
I'll follow you around. I've already got my passport. I've traveled abroad before.
Our new ZeroHP merch that we just throw together somehow. Dude. Our gear, we'd have jerseys.
Dude.
No, man, that's maybe in another life, you know? Hey. If we didn't have full-time jobs, we had to dedicate our time to it.
But sometimes, you know, you do that until you don't have to anymore.
That's true. That is a great point, and that's the goal.
and sometimes... We podcast until we don't have to anymore.
That is the goal as well. These are all the goals, man.
Which is right now.
We're on a podcast.
A little bit over. That's fine because we missed.
We did miss
a week. So shit! There went my mouse.
Whoa!
Currently hooked up right now.
Flying mouse.
And that was the. I think that was the gods.
Like shut this thing
that was
off.
The gods.
You're
shut
going off
this
the rails.
Down.
You know, as always, we're on ZeroHP. We're all on Twitter. I'm Freemason1 on Twitter. Kevin is DeadKevTV. Ian, if you want to give your super elaborate puzzle of a Twitter handle to the people, please, it's EAZWXZZ44_.
Wow, yeah, 11. That is a puzzle. Right? That's what you thought it was the whole time.
I'm following the wrong guy?
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows what he's saying?
He looks nothing like you.
I am IAWEE_ZHP.
Cool. And on Twitch.
Of course, we have ZeroHP TV.
Exactly. ZeroHP TV on Twitter as well, and then on Twitch, all the same handles. Come check us out. Come hang out. Keep doing what you do.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Until next week. Later.
Later.